Thank you for calling local GameStop on Highway 280. You can pre-order your copy of Persona 5 Strikers. This is Mitch. How can I help you?
Hey, you're on the Laugh Daily podcast. Give us an intro.
Let's see. Last Daily Podcast intro. Hi. What's up?
Thanks for joining us today. It's so glad to have you here. Any advice for anybody? Anything you want to say?
Not really. Just keep going. That's all I can really say. Just keep trucking.
That's right.
Keep going,
Got it,
brother.
guys.
Thanks
Love
so
it.
much. Have a great day.
No problem.
All right. What an intro. Keep going.
Keep going.
Keep trucking. I love it.
We need to make a shirt that says that.
Oh, we should have gotten his name.
I don't know. Keep going.
Keep going. Keep trucking.
Legendary.
Yeah.
But guys, it's awesome to have you back listening to the podcast. You're probably very curious about today's episode because we're going to be talking about how much we make on YouTube. Money.
Doubloons.
We
cash.
don't make those.
Uh-huh.
It's
But
U.S. dollars.
But before that, Andrew, speaking of GameStop, what's going on with all that?
GameStop is the most popular thing right now in terms of stocks. They are in the news.
Tell
Thank you,
everybody
Reddit.
about that, because what if someone's listening to this podcast in 2025 and they're like, what is he talking about?
Good. So I don't know full details because I'm not like an investor guy, but what I know is a lot of people on the subreddit decided to buy a bunch of GameStop stocks.
There you go.
Game stocks.
So
Game
what,
stonks.
what is
Stonks?
a stock? To explain that to the kids who are
Real
watching.
briefly, you can buy stocks in different companies. You own a piece of that company. It might be a little bit, might be a bigger bit. Depending on how valuable that company is, it can cost money to get a piece.
So the more stocks you have, what does that mean for the company if there's more stocks? Does that mean they're worth like a lot?
Well, it's the price per stock.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what you're really interested in. So right now, I've got it live right now. GameStop is at $300 a share. It was at 500 plus yesterday. Dropped all the way down to like 150. We're
Really?
back up to 310.
Let's go.
So if I were to buy a stock at 150 and the next day it's at 300, what could I do with that stock? Could I sell it and get make money? Is that how it works?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You could.
Write this down.
I was taking
Okay, see,
notes.
we already went up $14. We're up to 314 since.
So let's just pretend we bought it at the start of this podcast for $300.
Uh-huh.
And by the end of the podcast, we're going to sell it for whatever it is. We'll lose money, make money.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a fun game.
I like this game. We'll see what happens.
Oh,
So
Okay.
we bought it at 310. We're saying 310.
Okay.
310.
Well,
All right.
I'm putting it away.
Let's call GameStop right now and see if we can buy a stock from them, the
right.
store.
Yeah.
That's where you buy it from, right?
Yeah.
Thank you for calling GameStop in Patton Creek. How can I help you?
Hey, I saw the whole GameStop craze. Wanted to see if I could buy a stonk from y'all. Right now, I'm looking to make some money. Wanted to see who I could talk to for that.
Yeah, well, we don't have any control over that. You have to go through something else. We don't sell those here.
You don't sell stonks?
Nope.
Dadgummit. All right, no problem. Just what is your opinion? How many should I buy when I do contact them?
Dude, I have no idea. That's up to you.
So you don't personally have any I can have. I'm just trying to figure this whole thing out. I don't know what's going on.
Yep. Nope, I do not.
That's all right. No problem. I'll call GameStop.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Dadgummit.
That's okay. I'll call GameStop. All right.
Just like, I don't know who this guy is, but he just called GameStop.
We should call one more and say, hey, I'll give you three, like, because the stocks from the latest we checked, it's 310. Be like, hey,
All right.
I'll buy one. You do it, Andrew.
You guys just been busy as all get out.
Thank you for calling GameStop in Gardendale, where you can pre-order your copy of Resident Evil 8. This is Andrew. How can I help you?
No way. My name's Andrew. Anyways,
How can I help you?
I'm just surprised you guys answered the phone. Aren't you guys like crazy busy?
Not my store at the moment.
Really? I must have called the right store
No.
because let me tell you, I bought GameStop stocks when it was $100 a share. It's right now it's about a little over 300.
Yep.
So, you want to have a
Oh, I
deal?
know. I know.
You bought some?
Wait, what? No, I didn't buy any.
Are you looking to get in the game?
In the stock trading game?
Absolutely. I'm wheeling and dealing.
Yeah, me and my brothers are here, and we want to.
Jimmy,
Oh, sorry.
this is serious.
Did you tell him about the stocks we got?
Stop. Just ask him.
I did.
Does he want to buy?
Look, I'm on the phone. Anyways, I'm wheeling and dealing. Are you in or out?
I'm out.
All right, if you could just buy our stock for $3.10 right now, maybe you could sell it in an hour for like $400. I don't know, buddy.
Nah, it's fallen. It's gonna fall.
Well, what all do you have in stock?
Oh, I don't have anything in stock. So I'm not in stock trading.
So you guys don't have any video games for sale?
Huh.
I mean, I have a lot of video games. I thought you meant.
Oh.
I thought you were asking a different question.
Oh no, we were talking about the like stock in the store, like video games wise. If we came and bought some,
Yeah.
so you said no
I mean,
stock.
we've got.
But that's similar, though. That's
I thought that was the same. Like the more video games you guys have, the more expensive the stock prices are. Or is that the reverse? You guys don't have any video games, so that's why everyone's buying stocks.
good supply and demand.
Yeah. Is that how that works?
No,
So what do you just recommend? I mean, I'm not sure where to go with this.
I have no idea.
Okay.
All right, I guess we'll just call the GameStop.
All right, man.
All right, brother. Thanks so much.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Bless you.
Yep.
I love how that should just be our thing from now on. Anytime we want to prank call, just call GameStop.
But then bring the brothers in for no reason.
You acted like a little brother, then you all of a sudden you got really serious.
All right, no.
All right, never mind. We're the video games. But no, that's a good point, because if you guys have been watching our content, even this podcast specifically, we prank call GameStop. That's our go-to thing. And now all of a sudden, they're in the news.
Yeah, wait a minute. Something ain't right.
I feel like we should get a portion of their success, because we have been calling GameStop nonstop for years.
Yeah, before this podcast, who knows how early we've been doing this?
Before GameStop, we didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, you were going somewhere, but it just,
But it went somewhere else.
real.
Sorry.
That's all right.
First time on
Remember,
camera.
think before you speak. Remember what we talked about.
Yeah. Stop, think, evaluate, proceed.
There you go.
JStu can be smart.
There you go.
Stop.
Don't sing the whole song. That's fine.
That's for you to remember and rehearse by yourself.
Sing in your mind.
You will do your part.
But anyways, guys, transitioning. The whole reason you clicked on this episode was to hear us talk about YouTube. How much we make on YouTube. And we're going to share some things with you. We're not going to just give you every single bit of information, but we're going to give you a bunch of examples.
Credit
For
scores.
sure. You are? Great.
Yeah.
Anyways, a lot of people do ask us, I guess fans and just people in general, are just very curious how you make money on YouTube, or what does that even look like?
How much do you
they
make?
Yeah, we do get that question a lot. So we kind of wanted to break down for you guys like what we do on YouTube, because there are many different ways to make a living, make money on YouTube, but not only just through AdSense. There are many other avenues of making money
What's
on YouTube.
AdSense?
That's a good question, Andrew. AdSense, you know those ads you watch before videos? AdSense is like the account you create to direct money into that helps ads turn on.
Isn't it a Google account too?
Oh, you could say it's Google, sure.
Yeah, that's cool.
Huh?
That,
I thought it was a Google.
Hey,
Go
just
for it.
Piggy bankers off of that.
Yeah.
Let's so ads, how they work on YouTube. There's this thing called CPM, so you get paid. It could be anywhere between $1 to like $10 per 1,000 views. So that's what we're talking about with AdSense.
So if you had $1 CPM, how much would you make off a 1 million view video?
$1,000.
There we go.
Does it question, does it depend on like what is a monetized view versus just a regular view, right?
That's also correct. There's this, we're getting into some deep details for you guys. This thing called fill rate. It's the percentage of views that have ads on them. So not every view is equal.
Exactly. And there's different types of ads. You could put long, non-skippable 30-second ads, or skippable, or just little pop-up ads.
And time of year, depending on the month, dictates on how expensive these ads are. I will share that we did have a over $10 CPM in December. I think it was like $14 or $15 CPM in December, because everyone's buying Christmas presents. But as soon as January 1st hit, that got cut in half.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's crazy. YouTube is never a straight line. It's always up and down. So we wanted to go over a few different things, a few different examples of like ways we've made money on YouTube and how much we made exactly. Andrew, you have a video
I have a video
you wanted to share with everybody
That's correct.
and break down how much we made.
Let's break it down, fellas. Who's ready? Who remembers the Hidden Secret Bunker underground video?
The very first bunker.
Uh-huh. Under the barn.
Do you remember that, Hyper?
I wasn't here.
But you've seen it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
But I wasn't here to remember it filming it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, we're going to tell you how much we made from that.
Oh my gosh. Go.
And this is like total that we've made to this point because we looked up the stats like an hour ago. Okay.
To this point, because
Epic.
videos make money every single month.
How many, what year was that? That was last year?
Yeah. This was 2020. This was like July. Maybe it was sooner than July, June, somewhere around there. Anyway, so it has gotten 3.3 million views since upload, which is equated to just a little over $15,000.
Whoa.
So one video, $15,000. But you're probably thinking, man, $15,000? That's epic.
Yeah.
Wow. But there's a little more to that, Andrew.
Right. This is like we said, this is a specific video example. Some videos might make more, some less, but this one we picked specifically because there's a lot of cost involved. So $15,000, that's our top number. It did cost us, it was like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just say around $4,000 to make the bunker itself.
Yep.
That was a big investment because we had to pay that up front, hoping that we would make this money back. We knew we probably would, but we didn't know at what point.
Calculated risk.
Calculated. So we put $4,000 into this video. So that puts us down to like $11,000 profit. Then you want to factor in taxes, paying employees. We bought stuff for the bunker, which wasn't that much, maybe $100, maybe $150.
Yeah.
So all that to say, that top number starts to come down a little bit once you factor in these expenses.
But still, like after expenses, I'd say roughly, $10,000 was the profit on just that video. And not to mention, we filmed multiple videos in that bunker. We didn't just do one bunker video. So you also calculate all the other videos we did.
Sure. And with that bunker specifically, but then we made a second bunker and then a third bunker, which was the most expensive bunker that we made. It was over $5,000 to build that one. So you add up all those total costs. Wow. These bunkers have probably cost us over $10,000 to make.
And maybe we're going to have to deal with permitting soon, and that costs money and all this other stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you better get on that.
What?
And so the great thing about YouTube as well is that we get the opportunity to work with companies because we do a lot of brand deals, as you have seen. And so another way we make money on YouTube is through brand deals. And we wanted to go over one brand deal example for you guys. We worked with Hot Wheels, and they paid us $25,000 to promote their new products.
The track builder system.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So again,
Drip ball loop.
Awesome. $25,000. But for that specific video, if you guys remember, we gave away a car. So Andrew and I had to go up to Denver and buy this car, and the car was what? $17,000. So you have to factor in that, and then all the other stuff that we mentioned. So, and time is also money. So we had time, building everything.
And we, even for that video, we had bought a few gift cards and stuff. So we put a lot of that budget towards the video, which is fun. I like doing that.
Yeah.
But there's a downside to that video. In the contract, we did have a 1 million view guarantee that we had to get in 30 days.
So what do you do if you don't get 1 million views?
Oh, here's what you guys saw. You just didn't know it. We had to upload a second Hot Wheels video featuring the products, but for no additional payment because we had to make up for those views that we guaranteed.
What if that doesn't so is it like that one has to get the new one has to get 1 million views or?
No, well, the way the contract was written for this specifically was like if you don't get 1 million views in that first video, there just has to be a second video.
Oh.
Yeah. But if you look at both these videos, I think I'm gonna say 1.1 million, 1.2 million total between those two videos.
Yeah.
View wise, so they got their 1 million views.
Yeah.
On the topic of brand deals, I had a question that I'm sure other people are wondering this too. How soon? It's kind of a 2-part question. How soon was it, like in terms of your viewing or and the amount of time y'all were doing YouTube, that y'all started getting brand deals, offers, or whatever it was?
Great question. Did we talk about this? I think
briefly.
Our first brand deal.
Was it with Awesomeness TV? Yeah. I think we may have touched on it briefly, but
that was the one with ID Gum.
Stride
ID Gum. So that was our very first brand deal? Yeah. Pretty sure. But that was probably 3 years, 2-3 years.
Yeah,
from into YouTube.
What were your subscribers and like followers at that point?
I think we only had 100.
Well, that was for like JStuStudios,
yeah.
So-
We definitely had hundreds of thousands of followers. I think it was like
but not a million.
yeah, it
I don't
was
think
a couple 100,000. I think.
Well,
And didn't we get like $1,000 for that?
that was $1,000.
yeah.
huh.
So I mean, at that time, our first brand deal, we're like, what?
Did you have someone like kind of get that for you, or they just reached out?
That one specifically, we were signed with a YouTube network, which those were really popular a few
Oh,
years
yeah, you
ago.
were talking about that one podcast.
They're not as popular nowadays, but back then we were signed with a network, so they were taking a percentage of our YouTube money, and that this is what they were supposed to give back to us was like brand deals and collabs and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So this was a brand deal they brought to us that they did,
Yeah.
which is
So it's been cool to work with a bunch of different companies. But obviously the numbers change in every case and they reflect our view counts or subscriber counts. So obviously we've been doing this for 10 years, so it's taken a lot of time to get to where we are. But
If you were to do anything different, sorry,
No.
just one question, because I'm
we
curious.
love questions.
I'm curious because like if
you're kind of like the audience right now.
Yeah.
So you're on their behalf. Go ahead.
if you were to do anything differently, probably specifically in the approach to brand deals or just money wise, right? Financials. Is there anything that you do differently, especially for like people who don't have millions of subscribers or whatever, like starting off or just kind of maybe ramping up to 100K or whatever? Like what are some things you're like, financially, if we did this, or brand deal wise, if we did this or partnered with this, like that would have been epic if we knew that then.
I feel like we weren't even thinking about brand deals back then. I don't really remember ever being like, oh, we should work with this. Like we never put in the effort to reach out to companies and be like, hey, work with us on this video, pay us this much, here's the vision, here's how many views it's going to get.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I know I feel like a lot of viewers on that side of the screen look at brand deals as almost like, like selling out.
Oh yeah.
I know, but if you're a creator or whatever, like I wouldn't take that approach like at all. Like it's so fun, like matching like your personal brand and your content with like another brand to like promote it. Like for example, like Hot Wheels like is fun. Like we're like integrating our Hot Wheel, their brand into like our content, and I think that's fun.
And I think obviously you can't say yes to everybody.
That's
I
true.
think it's good to say no because we get a lot of offers for like, a bunch of random stuff and we obviously can't say yes. Otherwise we would be, I feel like, just selling out.
What is one brand, each of you have to answer differently, that you would be like, oh, we could work with them?
I think, I don't know. Do you consider this a brand? I think it'd be really fun to work like directly with like the NFL or the NBA.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, absolutely.
That would be a dream for me.
I think it'd be cool to have like our own custom shoe, like with Adidas or something like that. Like, I feel like that's where our minds have been lately is like a custom product with a really well-known brand like that.
That'd be cool.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Maybe one day.
My questions are done.
But going back to your question about like what we would do differently, so it's like brands. Maybe you figure out what specific brands to say yes to. You don't say yes to everybody. Figure out what brands align with what you're doing. Have a vision for future brands you want to work with, and if you want to take the Mr. Beast approach, he literally has reinvested. He's reinvested all the money he's made back into his company. That's how he started like growing his business. Like I know I've heard him say before that like his first like YouTube check, he took all that and like just bought a new camera. I'm not saying this works for everybody. It's just like you specifically have to like decide if that's like the approach you want to take. But that's what he did. Yeah. Every check he gets, he just
That's also his
in.
like model in general.
Exactly.
Like
Yep.
has money and just blows it immediately.
Yeah. So the cool thing about YouTube is that we get and I feel like it's like this for many different, with anybody's job. Like there are many ways you can make money. Like if you're working at a gas station, it doesn't have to be that the only way you make money is by your hourly rate. Like you can find other streams of income if you're strategic and thinking in that way rather than, I got to go to work. That's the only way I make money.
Yes, that's a very good point.
So that's what we've been trying to do because like at the end of the day, like YouTube could, at one point they did in the past had an adpocalypse where many creators, their ads were basically shut off and they all lost their income. So that could happen technically.
And
Again.
technically, that did kind of happen to us on JStuStudios, our prank channel, because back then they deemed like all pranks were like this, bad content. So
Huh.
ad rates,
Yeah.
we were making not much money from pranks.
Crazy.
Yeah. So like us sharing how much we make, we want to obviously encourage you guys, if any of you are YouTubers, that, hey, there is opportunity on YouTube if you're being wise in what you create and thoughtful down the road, but also like to give you ideas for other streams of income. So we've told you about, AdSense, brand deals. We now have member vlogs. We have merch. We've licensed videos in the past. We're going to be doing a singular live show, so that's another way to make money. But
Yep.
if you're being thoughtful, there's many ways you can make money. YouTube.
And that's a great way to be successful in terms of money, is to add more revenue streams, regardless if you're doing YouTube or, like you're saying,
Yeah.
working a gas station as a part-time job.
If
I
you're
think
just
it's key for anybody.
Yeah.
Because, like AdSense can only take us so far. So it's like, it's almost necessary that you have to add like other streams. So
Yeah.
that's what takes you to like next levels.
And technically, you're at the mercy of, like you said, Google or YouTube or whoever that says, "Oh well, pranks are bad now."
Yeah. I feel like it's just being wise to spread yourself out, because if YouTube did shut down today, we can at least know, we have these other areas to fall back on. So it's really cool stuff. And obviously, I forgot to even mention, we made songs. We make songs. And so
Get it through.
like, I know we've only made YouTube videos, but that doesn't mean we just have to make YouTube videos only. Like, we kind of went in this different area, like made music, and you can make money off music. You can make money off podcasts. So whatever you want to do, there's opportunity there. So is there anything else in regards to
Buying and selling game stocks.
Stonks.
Oops.
Yeah.
Did you want? I didn't know if you had the must-have snacks
Yeah, I
example.
do.
I had it pulled up too.
Oh.
But if you've already got
Yeah.
it, do it.
Let's go into it, because I'm sure you guys are curious. I've always been curious about like, how much money do you make from Spotify?
Yeah. And please, by no means take this as us being like, look how much money we're making. We only want to share this to kind of like educate you and be like, because even my grandma, my parents, even back in the day when we first started, didn't know you can make money. And they're like, how are you making money? We
Yeah.
want to just be able to be like, yo, there are ways to make money. And
Right. And these are all like you guys have seen specific examples. So we're taking one specific video, one specific brand deal. This is a song, just so you guys can be like, oh, so that's really cool. Or I didn't know that could happen.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't heard our music, our first song we ever released was Must Have Snacks. So we did a music video, and with Hyper, we got it on all the streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music. And so he helped us with that. So we uploaded the music video, and that music video has over 3 million views, and we made $8,500 from it.
Yeah.
And
You're talking total with the audio or
No,
just?
that's-
I want to know audio.
that's just music video. Do you have the audio pulled up? Hyper?
Yeah, so the audio, and I've there's a way to do it, but I have to do it on my computer. But basically, this will just tell you we split it. I mean, at the time we split it 5,
It was at least 4.
4 or 5 ways because we had writers.
No, it was
and-
5 ways.
Yeah, it was 5 ways. So we had a producer. Me and my buddy Sage were writing, and obviously y'all were on it. So that was 5 different ways, which was complicated at the time. And I wasn't a part of the team, so we were just like, it's a one-time deal. So one of the 5-way splits was it's $1,496 right now, so about $1,500 each. So what is that times
Times
5?
5.
It's about almost 7,000.
Yeah. So
think
that's
so.
just the audio side.
So
that's-
collectively, that's over 15 grand off
Mhm.
the music video and stream combined off one song.
Yeah.
Which is
Oddly
pretty cool.
enough, do you know the top platform audio wise for Must Have Snacks? In terms of
I want to say Spotify.
in terms of making money.
Spotify.
Well, if you're talking just money, because you can buy songs on
And
Apple.
we're gonna go split up from subscriber based or just ad supported free. Spotify subscriber base is 3. After that, number 4 is ad supported Spotify. Not even in the
Not even in the top
What?
one or
not
two.
top 2.
What is what's the top 2? It's got to be Apple.
Number 2 is Apple Music subscribers with, and again, this is one split, so times five, 300. Number 1, didn't know this, Amazon subscribers with 412 times 5.
What?
Wow.
I would
Alexa.
Guess that. We've said that in our videos.
Yeah, well, maybe that did it. So, very
Wow.
cool.
That's cool.
Wow. The insights.
Yeah. So it's epic. We're very blessed to be able to say we do this for a living. Never would have thought when we first started that we could be doing this for a living, but here we are talking about it now to you guys.
Can I ask another question?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much do you think it contributed? How much do you think starting with, like, as YouTube was really kind of ramping up when y'all first started, how much do you think that contributed to y'all's, like, obviously that's not like just the only recipe to y'all's success, but like, do you think that helped or for example, would help other people to start with a product or a company that's just starting, like a TikTok or something like that? Anchor, maybe. I don't know how old Anchor is, but you know, how much does that help to be like, you know, to work from the ground up and kind of get in there?
I think it's like a double-edged sword. Let me explain, because I think what you're alluding to, like, it does help being one of the first in,
Yeah.
right? But then at the same time, like, if you wanted to start a YouTube channel today with 0 subscribers, there's been so much like information and like ways to do it and like learning, because people have done it for so long, that if you really wanted to take it seriously, you could take a whole bunch of this knowledge and just apply it, and I'm sure you could take off like pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So those are the two, apples and oranges and potatoes.
Potatoes.
What do you think?
Potatoes. No, I agree. I think, yeah, if you're just being wise along the way, like specifically with YouTube, I mean, you could be with anything, but just being thoughtful and don't let money control everything you do. Because I remember when we first started YouTube, I don't even really remember focusing much on like the views, or I know me and you were kind of going back and forth with subscribers, and we were trying to grow our channel and being like, but we weren't focused. We weren't worried about money. So I think if you kind of just do what makes you excited about whatever it is you're doing, and don't prioritize money, the rest will start to follow, and money won't control you.
Definitely. And I think it was easier for us back then to not worry so much about money because we were in high school and living at home. So it's much easier to be like, well, I don't even know if this makes money, but it's like, I'm just doing it because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But if you're in a situation where you were like concerned about money, maybe it might be different. I don't know.
But I mean, I think at the end of the day, whatever you're doing, if you're working for the Lord, and if you don't know the Lord, that's a different story, but work for the Lord and not for man, and keep that your focus, and what God's called you to do. Like, he has a plan for whatever it is. And that doesn't always mean monetary success. It doesn't mean fame. So as you guys know, like, we're believers. And so I think the Bible has a lot to say about money. Just to give you guys a few Bible verses, in Ecclesiastes 5:10, it says, "Whoever loves money never has enough. Whoever loves wealth is never satisfied with their income. This too is meaningless." Hebrews 13:5 says, "Keep your lives free from the love of money and be content with what you have, because God has said, 'Never will I leave you, never will I forsake you.'" So when it comes to money, man, there's some good stuff in the Bible. What are your guys' thoughts on like what the Bible says about money and why we need to be mindful at how we treat money and all that sort of thing?
Yeah. So Dave Ramsey, he teaches, financial peace and all this stuff, but he's biblical, like, based. All of it comes from the Bible, explaining like how to treat money, how to use money, and all this stuff. And even he says it's like there's nothing unbiblical about like making a lot of money, but it's like how you use it and how you steward it.
Yes.
That's like really important.
Stewardship, that's good.
So it's like Proverbs, leaving an inheritance to like your kids and their kids for future generations. Like that's key. That's part of stewardship. There's giving involved there. There's like there's these other different areas of money that's like if you can be a steward there, and just treat your money correctly.
Yeah.
It's good.
I think it's funny because in my Bible reading today, I do the 1 year Bible, and that it talked about this story in Matthew 19. And I think we all have these questions where it's like, basically we're asking permission. How much can we do to be good enough, or to be like, okay, is this bad? Like if I have this much money, is that bad? Or if I do this, is that bad? Or it's like, we always have these questions. And so I love, like, in this passage, it goes in chapter 6, in Matthew chapter 19, verse 16, it says, someone came to Jesus with this question, teacher, what good deed must I do to have eternal life? And he goes, why ask me about what is good? Jesus replied, there's only one who is good. But to answer your question, if you want to receive eternal life, keep the commandments. Which ones? The man asked. And Jesus replied, you must not murder, you must not commit adultery, you must not steal, you must not testify falsely, honor your father and mother, love your neighbor as yourself. And he's like, I've obeyed all these commandments. The young man replied, so what else do I need to do? And Jesus told him, if you want to be perfect, go and sell all your possessions and give the money to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. Then come follow me. But when the young man heard this, he went away sad, for he had many things. Then Jesus said to his disciples, I tell you the truth. It's very hard for a rich person to enter the kingdom of heaven. I'll say it again. It's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich person to enter the kingdom of God. The disciples were astounded. Then who can be saved? They asked. Jesus looked at them intently and said, humanly speaking, it's impossible, but with God, everything is possible. I just think, obviously it goes on to say, like, whoever gives up anything for the Lord will receive 100 times as much in heaven for that. I mean, obviously you don't give up stuff just so you can get goodies in heaven, but the point is, like, all of this stuff is God's anyway. And I feel like it's just interesting because we're always asking this question, well, what's the bare minimum we can do to be with you, to hang out with God? Well, I mean, I guess you got to live a perfect, sinless life. And the point is you can't do everything perfect or the bare minimum without Jesus. And then with Jesus, you can have a great business. You can have, you can make money. You can do all this stuff. And it's not like, oh, well, you're not giving to the poor every 2 weeks. Like, oh my gosh, wow. Out. It's interesting. And it's always in contrast, I think, to what are you you may be receiving, but what are you giving, not to other people necessarily, but to God? What is it? Because it's already his. That's why there's tithing in the Bible, not so much because God needs your money to fund his church. Like he wants you to recognize, hey, I gave you all this. So maybe you could give, 10%.
Should trust.
Yeah.
And just the importance of being content, because like Paul talks about that, no matter what, whether you have little or a lot.
Yeah.
Like, and all of this it all comes back to, if you know the Lord, because the Bible has so much to say about this stuff. And some of this stuff might be like just flying over some of your guys' heads because you don't have an intimate relationship with the Lord.
Yeah.
And so I think being content is just key. So any other advice you guys would give to those maybe younger kids who are watching, who want to build a successful business and involving with money? How can they be wise right now? How can they build a business right now? Any advice, general advice?
Like being wise with money?
Yeah. How would you tell a young kid to look at money? How should they see money?
Yeah. Well, going back to Dave Ramsey, he does suggest using like physical, like dollar bills as like your transaction. So if you're teaching kids like that, like put them in envelopes of like, this is like how much, like if I gave you $10, not like, for example, like an allowance, it's like 5 goes into saving, a couple goes into a giving envelope, and the other goes into like this envelope. So just like learning how to like budget your money and be like, not so if you do get like an allowance, they give you $10 and you just spent it all on French fries from McDonald's.
Yeah.
But just that understanding, like this applies to anybody, whether you're young or old. It's like budgeting your money and giving your money purpose. That's like one of the biggest things. So if you don't give like a dollar bill like a purpose, then it's like it's just going to be wasted in some way or rather. And it doesn't matter what the purpose is, but it's like you are for my car payment. You are for, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'd say along those lines, like I think sometimes we in a lot of categories, especially finances, the temptation is to put to do all the things that we need that we think to live first, and then we'll fill in God and special things, in that category. But I feel like the Bible's very clear. If you reverse those and you say, you know what, I don't know how I'm going to pay the bills, but I know 10% of what I made, I'm talking before taxes, was this. I'm going to give that to the Lord. And then I'll try to make it work in the rest of that percentage. And just trying to do that, starting with finances, sure, but in all things, whether it's your creativity, it's your work or whatever, like giving God the first things. I think that's why they call it the first fruits, is like, instead of, oh, well, we've taken out all the crops in the land and what's left over, oh, we'll give that to God. Or, well, there's a bad sheep with a broken foot, we got to kill it anyway, why don't we just sacrifice that on the altar? It's like, no, give God the best, and then he says, see if I won't bless you. I think like we're all sometimes as Christians scared of like the prosperity gospel, like you do this, you'll get this, and it's a transaction between you and God. But God loves to bless his people. And so not as in a means of, you worked like this and I'll give you eternity, but it is clear if you trust him, those who are trusted with a little will be trusted with more. And so I think the more you can trust God with finances or jobs or situations, by being a good steward of your money and doing those things, the more God can work in all situations in your life because you're trusting him with it. And then crazy stuff happens.
Yeah. I think too, that's really good stuff, guys. Just valuing relationships over money. And maybe that's comparing apples to oranges, but like if I was just so focused on getting more money, I would put relationships below that, and my relationships would fall off. Because at the end of the day, like I could have no money, but the people around me, my wife, my kids, my friends are the most important and what helped me keep going. And the Lord, of course.
Yeah, definitely. Relationships, because nobody builds $1 million company by themselves. Like it's been like literally like proven that like you have to have like teams to like do big things. So just to that point, it's like if you're valuing the relationships, like you can grow.
And I think relationships allow you to be satisfied. Like I think there was a reason that the rich man in that story was asking basically, am I in heaven yet? Like, did I do it yet? And he's like, well, I think that's why Jesus is like, well, did you follow the commandments? He's like, yep, did all of them. He's like, okay, well, then sell everything. I think there was a part of him that just wasn't satisfied. Did I do it enough? Did I do the thing? And he's like, it's about a friendship with me, and you're just wanting to do the thing, I think that's why it's important to, and then whatever happens, you can be satisfied. $2, $2 million. You're having a relationship with like friends and the Lord instead of a transaction. Well, I did this, God, so give me my $2 million,
Yeah. No, I love the story too in the Bible of the widow who gave the 2 mites.
Yeah.
Because we did actually a brand deal with this company who sent us like sports memorabilia and stuff, and they included a widow's mite, like an actual coin from back then. And it was just so cool to see that and just remember that story that she only had that and she gave it over because she just wanted Jesus. And it's like, I want that kind of mindset, being like, you know what, all this stuff, money don't matter. At the end of the day, if I got you, Jesus, then I'm good.
Well, it's like, if Mr. Beast can invest all of what he's getting back into his business, technically all that we have gotten from Christ is everything. So we should be doing the same.
Yeah. For where your treasure is, your heart will be also.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. All right. Any final words before we go?
Yeah.
I wish some of you guys who are listening were here like live. So if you had any questions, we can answer them. We only got Hyper, and I think he's out of questions. So
sorry.
It's okay.
Before we go, we do want to check our stonks.
Wait, what's your guess, Hyper?
Well,
Did
it go?
Saw it. Okay, my guess is it went up. It's not going down, baby.
It's at 323 now, so we made like $10.
Let's sell it. We just made money.
Sell.
The whole stock stuff is like over my head, man.
Yeah. Well, if you like that, great.
Good job. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you on the next episode. Thanks for leaving a review. We appreciate you.
Like.
Comment.
No, you're not.
Yeah. Well, I start with
start
like.
Subscribe.
Merch.
See ya.